Hello, Motivators family. How are you doing? I'm Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach. I wanted to come on and give you some motivation and encouragement for your day.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hey, Motivators family, we're going to go into this topic today, just some tips for your life. Today, we're going to be talking about how to cope when you're having a bad day. And first of all, I want to say that it's okay to have a bad day. We're humans. We have certain situations that happen to us, or we wake up and we're in a bad mood, or other people will affect how we are feeling at that moment. So we're going to talk about 10 things that we can do when we're having a bad day. And why I wanted to share this is because we cannot control the outside, but we can control the inside. We can control what we do whenever situations happen to us, whenever it's us or whether it's other people. If you're having a bad day, there's something that you can do. The first point is to do the best that you can. Now, when you're having a bad day, sometimes you feel like you probably could do more. You feel like you're maybe not doing your best. But as long as you know that you are doing the very best that you can, you have to release the rest. That is a very important point. It's a very important part, motivators, of being able to cope with this life, because life brings us stress, problems, difficulties, and we have to strike a balance. So when you repeat this after yourself, when you're having a bad day, repeat it to yourself: I am doing the best that I can. And when you know that you're doing the best that you can, you forget about the rest. What is important is that you are doing your personal best. It's not about your relatives or this person on the side or what other people are doing on social media, this, that, and the third. But what do you do? Are you personally doing your personal best? Because that is really what is important. As long as you know that you know that you're doing your personal best, nothing else matters. Everything else is irrelevant. Okay, so let's go on to point number 2: how to cope when you're having a bad day. This is very important, that we cannot control another person's poor attitude. This is like this, like, change everything, change the direction of your life. Before, I used to be the person, like, feeling like I had to say something to somebody who had a bad attitude and I have to check them. No, you will be wasting your time, your energy, your mental health, because if somebody has chosen to have a bad attitude, if somebody has made a choice to be angry and bitter, like I always say, you never know what another person is going through. But at the same time, you do not have control over what other people do. There's always going to be angry people, jealous people, manipulative people. We can't do anything about them. The only thing that you can control is how you react to it. And that's very important. When you're having a really bad day and somebody comes at you with their bad attitude, rolling their eyes, or maybe saying something really negative or rude to you, we cannot control what that person is doing. We can't control a person's poor attitude and their drama, their negativity, or that they hate their life or they hate themselves. That's not our problem. The only thing that we can control in this life is how we react to it. So don't worry about other people. You have to check that at the door. And from time to time, I have to remind myself that I'm doing the best that I can. It's not my problem because they're an angry person or because they made poor choices or whatever the case may be. We have to focus on ourselves. And yes, our mental health matters. How you are dealing with your life, it matters. So we can't control what other person does, what another person says. We only can control our attitude towards it. So let's go to point number 3. When we're talking about we're having a bad day and all of these things, this is very important. Don't stay in an environment where you are angry or you're being disrespected. One of the best things that you can do is to change your environment in separate ways. Change your setting if it's possible. If you can go outside, if you can walk away, if you can turn off your electronics, if there's something that you can do to shift it, you should. Hey, Realist, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Appreciate you being here. Everybody who is in here, I hope everybody had a great Tuesday so far. So that's one of the things that I like to always remind myself that, I'm not, today's my day is not going so well, but what I can do is I can walk away. I can go for a walk. And for real, anybody who is pre all of the electronics era, pre social media, about electronics. And sometimes people with their texting or the phone calls and just going back and forth with people, sometimes we need to step away from all of those things. Turn off your phone, get a break from them, walk away, go outside, go somewhere else, be in nature. If it's possible, try to remove yourself from whatever the drama, people, the dramatic environment. And sometimes it may be more than that. Sometimes you may have to walk away from certain people or a job or things that is very disrespectful or very controlling or manipulative. But we are all adults and we know when we've had enough. I can only give you the tools, I can give you the tips, but at the end of the day, it's always up to us, right? Exactly, Realist. Don't let everyone have access to you. Do not let everybody in your business. That's something that I had to learn. Hey, Lovey. Hey, Chill Will Crew. How are you guys doing? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing amazing. That's one of the things that I had to learn as I matured, to stop letting everybody have access to you. And I know that my motivators family, that I have so many of you, that you are powerful beings and people look up to you, whether it's positive or negative. People look at you and sometimes people just want your life. They want to be you, or they're just miserable. They feel like they don't have options and like you have your life so easy, but all of us have problems, right? But that's something important. And I'm so grateful that you put that in the chat, Realist. Don't let everyone have access to you. And that is everybody, people on social media, your relatives. Notice I said relatives and not family, because family are the people who pour back into you. If people are not pouring back into you, supporting you, being respectful, or giving you something, then why are you really dealing with them? Stop giving people access to you when they don't deserve that. Okay. Hey, Chill Will Crew, how are you doing? Welcome in, Charlene. Hey, Lovey, how are you doing? Welcome. Hope everybody is having a great day so far. So let's get into the next point. We're on point number 4. If you're having a bad day, this is very important. And I know it's something that may sound silly, but Take a deep breath. And I know when I start to find myself getting upset and I feel like I could really do something, you feel like you could just lunge at somebody and just choke them, or you just feel like you could slap somebody or do something like really drastic. That is the time where you have to remind yourself, I am in control of me. I am the one that has to make a choice. We have more power than we think. We have more power than we know. You have more power than you believe. Stop giving your power away to people. People can only make you angry if you allow them to. Stop letting them get in your head. Stop letting people tell you outside of what you are. You know your worth. You know what you deserve. You know what you're capable of. And the people who do not appreciate that or don't see it, stop trying to convince them. Don't waste your energy, okay? Stop wasting your energy on people who do not deserve to have you anyways in their life, okay? You're a gift. And if people are not treating you like a gift, they're not treating you with kindness and respect, being very disrespectful, those are people that you need to question yourself. Why do I allow myself to have these people in my life? Why do they still have access to me? We are the only ones that can answer that. So also in this point, when you're having a bad day, there's nothing like taking that calming, deep, cleansing breath, and it's nothing like it. When we're getting upset, we forget to breathe. Just breathe. And when we do that deep breath, we bring down our blood pressure, and we stop ourselves from doing things. In taking that deep breath, it allows us time to think before you do something that you may regret later. Think about it, okay? Think about it. Yes. You agree, Lovey? Awesome. Yes, please. Thank you so much, Realist. Yes, smack the like respectfully. Appreciate everybody who is here. So let's get to the next point. Point number 5. How to cope when you're having a bad day. Journal. And I know maybe not everybody is a journaler or that they have these planners and things like that, but you can have a notation in your phone. It does not always have to be pen and paper, but that's my preferred. There's nothing like opening up your journal and really taking the things that's in your head, the things that's on your heart, the things that are stressing you, things that you may be worrying about, people that may be aggravating you, or maybe you just feel sad or lonely, overwhelmed, whatever the case may be. I love that you have access to a journal to get how you are feeling, get it out. Do not keep it inside. And I know that many, like myself, have held in things because maybe that's the way you were raised. I know I grew up that way too, that you're supposed to be strong. You don't let people see you sweat, or it's weak minded if you express yourself. But that's the toxic way. That's the very unhealthy way. And we have stepped away from that because we value ourselves. And because I value each and every one of you, we each have to take steps to be a better, a healthier, and a more mature self. Okay. So journal, just write down a few notes about how you're feeling. And I'm telling you, it releases it because not everybody has access to people in a moment to talk about how they're feeling. But if you just jot down something like, this is getting on my nerves, or I'm going through this, I feel sad today, this is getting on my nerves, or I feel overwhelmed because of this, that, and the third, then put that down, pen to paper, or put some notes in your phone and journal about how you are feeling. I'm telling you, it will shift everything. When I'm having a bad day and I just start writing out what I'm going through, writing down what I'm dealing with, it makes my bad day shift into something pleasant because I'm not keeping it in. And when you feel like you're going through a lot of things, If you don't write it down and do some other things that we're going to talk about later, you're going to vent that wrath on people who have nothing to do with it. You ever just blow up at somebody that has nothing to do with it? The first person you encounter, maybe it's your kids or spouse, significant other. It could be somebody at work. It could be anybody that you know, even people on social media, because social media really is a trip. People will be in their own world with all their problems and negativity and whatever they have going on, and just will snap on you and you did nothing to them. So all of those things that we have to remember, don't let people who are in their feelings about whatever, get to you. Journal it out, write it out, and don't take it personally. That's one of the best advice that I got in therapy, is learning to not make everything like it's personal. Everything is not about us. People be in their own world and do things to us, and it has nothing to do with us. They just, sometimes they want somebody that they can argue with. They want somebody that will, you know, do something to them so that they can have a reason to go all the way off. Don't give them your power. Okay. Yeah, very ignorant, right, realist? Very ignorant. We can't let ignorant people get to us. We have, like I was saying, we have more power than you think, more power than you know. So let's head to point number 6. Now, this is something, no matter what your spiritual beliefs are, connect to whatever it is that you believe. And for me, that is through prayer. Prayer, you got to have something to lean on. So if you're not a person of faith, then, you know, connect by maybe going in nature, going for a nature walk, going and giving back and doing something for others, like feeding the homeless, or supporting people, helping somebody at a nursing home. There's many ways that we can give to others to help us to relieve some of that stress. And for me, I know that when I give back and I help somebody else, I get my mind off of my problems, and I realize that you think your life is so bad and actually you have so much. I think everybody needs a reminder from time to time. So it's wherever whatever it is that you believe, you got to have something to connect with to be able to feel supported. So don't leave out prayer. Don't leave out your spiritual connection, because that is a game changer in helping you when you're having a bad day. It shifts your mind, and you can be able to offload whatever issue, and you're not going to get a busy signal like other people. You're not going to have your business sprayed all over. You just leave it there. You pray about it. You talk about it. You meditate. Maybe do some stretching, get some exercise, but release it. That is important when you're having a bad day. You have to release it and not hold it inside. I know that that's something new for many of us. We feel like we can fix our situation, or I don't want to let other people know what I'm going through. But trust me, if you are not doing something to be able to cope with your situation, there's going to be more and more problems. Okay? Hold on a second, guys. So after we are doing everything that we need to do and we've prayed, We've connected spiritually, even reading some positive material. When I'm having a bad day, listening to something motivational, something inspirational. For some people, it's listening to some, whatever your favorite music is, calming music, some jazz, country, R&B, hip hop, whatever it is, whatever your thing is, something that will lower your blood pressure and make you feel, take your mind off of the issue, because that's what we're trying to do. Okay. And this is one of the most important things when you're having a bad day, is to remain calm. Because I know when I'm having a bad day, the first thing that I want, like my blood pressure is sky high, and I'm ready to do something. I'm ready to do something left, not in a good way. So we have to, when we're really stressed out or overwhelmed or someone's bothering us, getting on our nerves, we have to keep our cool, remain calm. Don't let the outside come inside. That's why boundaries are important. That's why we have to remind ourselves and talk ourselves off of a cliff or off of bad thoughts. Mindset shifting is so important when you are having a bad day. I always try my best to remind myself, about my value and my worth. And I am capable. I do great things. I am loved. I am blessed. I'm capable. I have everything that I need. Getting those, reminding myself, reaffirming myself, it keeps me calm. Even if other people around you are not so calm and they're snapping and acting crazy, you have to keep your inner calm. Don't allow other people to get you off course from your your dreams, from your positive mindset, because people will do that. If people see that they can get you to scream or to argue or to or be miserable like them, or even if they get you sidetracked and distracted from your purpose for that day, some people, that makes them happy when they know that they got a reaction for you. And you know what I always love to say, motivators family, the best response is no response. You don't have to explain who you are, why you're doing what you want to do. Set those boundaries and enforce them. Keep your calm. You do not have to remind people or get people to be on your side or to understand why you make the decisions that you make. You know what you want to do. You're a grown woman or a grown man. Keep your calm. Mind your own business. I don't mean other people on the outside. Nobody takes a walk in your shoes on a day to day basis. People have no idea the things that you are carrying and dealing with. I always say it takes nothing to be kind, but some people do not know anything about being kind because of their own issues, and they've never grown up, they've never healed, they don't work on themselves. So they're just angry and they're always spewing negativity and all kinds of stuff. So don't let the outside get inside of you. Don't let other people cause you to have a raised blood pressure and to be angry. Your calmness has to come from the inside. Your peace has to dwell from within. And that's why you got to do something to keep yourself calm. So while remaining calm, it's nice and it's a nice concept. But when you get aggravated, you have to ask yourself, what am I going to do when I get upset? You have to already have those thoughts in your mind. And I always do this. I always take a deep breath. I affirm something positive, and I remind myself I cannot make other people act right. I am not in control of other people's attitude. I do the best that I can. Not everybody is going to like me. All of those are important reminders to help us to be calm when we're having a bad day, when people are rude or disrespectful, we have to keep our calm. Okay, keep yourself calm and don't let other people get to you. Okay, and number 8, practice gratitude. This is something that I absolutely love. When I'm having a bad day, I love to give back to somebody, because even if your day may be bad, somebody else out there has had it worse. There's some people today, they don't know how they're going to get their next meal, or they don't have a home to go to, or they don't have people that love them. So, regardless of our situation, we always have more than we realize. And that is why it's important that, regardless of what's going on in your day and the attitude, the situation, the people, your circumstance, there's always something that we can look to and look at our situation. Even just being alive, having food to eat, having a place to live, being able to walk and to see and to taste. All of those things are gifts. So I like to remind myself when I'm having that bad day that I have a lot. And we need to remind ourselves of that when we're going through things, because I know for myself how my perspective used to be, my mindset used to be. You fixate on all of the things that are going wrong in your life, and you don't focus your mind on what is going right. We all have some things in our life that is going right. You just have to really think about it sometimes. I have this, this, and this. I really have a lot. Or I like to say, I'm really blessed. And then that helps my mindset to shift from being angry to be grateful, to from grateful to be appreciative. And when we're appreciative, that bad day turns into a good day. Okay. We only have 2 more points. Number 9, when you are having a bad day, this is one of the hardest things, is to be patient. I don't think there's anybody that has mastered this 100%, that is 100% patient in all situations and with all people, because we're human beings and we each have limits. And so many other people, they test your limits. They're very rude, disrespectful. They come in your space. They do things to aggravate us. So it's very hard to be patient with other people, but also this applies to ourselves, learning to be patient with our own self, and applying compassion to ourselves, applying, like, it's okay. You don't always have to rush. You don't have to do what everybody wants you to be. That was a really important reminder, especially at work, when you feel like you have to do something. You're always crunching your time and there's never enough time in the day. And for other people, you never do enough, especially a job. There's not a lot of gratitude, there's not a lot of appreciation, and people can be rude and snap. And it can affect us if we don't know how to check it. And just be patient with other people. Just say it's okay. It's okay. They don't know me, okay? They don't understand my value. They don't understand how great I am. Don't let people on the outside, do not let your situation, any problem that you're dealing with, make you feel that you're not enough. Make you feel like you're less than, because you aren't. To all my ladies, to all my gentlemen, motivators family, you are enough. You are worthy, regardless of who accepts you, regardless of who believes it, regardless of who sees it, regardless of if other people think that you have gifts or not. You do have gifts, okay? You are gifted, you are talented, and you are blessed. Hi, Miss Kelly. How are you doing? Welcome in. I hope you had a great day. So that's something that I like to remind myself from time to time. Learning to be patient with myself, that I don't always have to move as fast as everybody else. I don't have to think like everybody, having that sheep mentality and being a follower. When you have leadership qualities, when you have confidence, or when you just don't go along with the crowd and believe what everybody has to say, people get upset when maybe you can call a bluff, or maybe you can see through the lies and deceit in other people. You have that perception. You can feel the energy, and you can know when something is not what it seems to be. Really pay attention to discernment. Pay attention to how you are feeling, and how you feel is valid. Okay, don't let others on the outside make you feel invalid because of whatever issues they have going on. Know your own personal worth, but you have to be patient with yourself and know when you need a break, know when you need a vacation, know when you need to unplug, know when you need to vent to somebody. You got to do whatever is necessary so that you can be okay. So if you're having a bad day, you should ask yourself, why? Am I having a bad day? Is this a reflection of me? Is my attitude poor? Am I not doing what I needed to do? Or is this something outside of me? That is what helps me a lot to really hone in on the real problem. Like, is this a me problem, or is this a them problem? And that is something that we cannot do anything about. We cannot make other people on the outside do right, relative, whoever. People on social media, definitely on social media, it's a lot of people on here, and I hate to say it, but there's a lot of people who are weirdos on social media. There's people who are controlling characters, hide who they are, and the same thing in our real life. You know, really stressful people, immature people, controlling people. Do not let them get to you. Okay, we have to be patient with others, but also be patient with ourselves. But at the same time, drawing a line in the sand when someone is doing something harmful, or someone's trying to hurt us, that's not the time to have patience. It's time to leave. It's the time to block. It's the time to do everything you need to. Everything has limits, and there are times where it's not a time to talk. It's a time for action. So you have to know yourself, you have to know the situation and what you need to do. So here we are on the last point, everybody. Point number 10 is connect with supportive loved ones. Okay, if you're having a bad day, it really does not help if you are expressing your stress, expressing your frustration to people who do not care about you. And I know for me, that's something that I had to learn. I felt like if I was going through something, I should be able to tell other people, listen, the majority of people out there do not care how you feel, what you're going through. You have to have some people that I call safe people. It's safe for you to express yourself. It's safe for you to talk about, the emotions that you're feeling without being clowned, without being put down, without made to feel like you're small, or without it being broadcast to everybody that you know. Okay. It's so important to have a safety net, people that you can, a safe place to fall. Everybody needs a place that you can talk to, and it's not somebody with a leaky mouth that's going to broadcast like a news reporter to everybody, whether it's on social media, on the job. You have to have people that are safe, people that you can express yourself. And I'll tell you that it's very few and far between. I have a very small amount of people. I could say I can count my true supportive ride or die, no matter what, call you anytime. If I need something, I can depend on them. I only have I would say 3 or 4 people in my life that I know that I can call, I can talk to, I can get support, and I can get encouragement from them. So if you do not have them, seek them outside. I had to understand that part when it came to having a bad day. I felt like because people were my blood relative, that they had my best interests at heart and they cared about me because they said they loved me. Listen, that is another topic for another day. But when people say that they love you, you really have to go by the actions, how people make you feel, and what do they do. Love is an action word. And if somebody is not actively doing something to support you in your love language, not theirs, not what they feel comfortable doing, because I hear people say, oh, I'm not really comfortable talking about my emotions. But if that's what you need to feel loved and supported, then a person is either going to fall in line, or that's not your person. And I had to really take time to grasp that not everybody that you know is a person that is going to be your supportive people. Okay, you can love people, but do they love you back? Are they giving you? Are they meeting you halfway? Are they, maybe if they do not understand, but are they listening to you? Are they kind? Are they just there for you? Or are they always like, oh, oh, that doesn't matter, or always trying to find a solution? Sometimes when you're in a certain situation, there is no solution in that moment. So I know that the majority of us, we don't want to hear unsolicited, advice. Sometimes you just want somebody to listen to you. And it feels great to have people in your life that will listen to you and will not judge you, lets you be yourself, lets you get things out, and they're not trying to overtalk you and all of those things, because nobody has time for that. Not one of us, right? So I feel like that's a very important thing. Hey, Leonica, how are you doing? Welcome. I hope you had a great day. So this is the last point, everybody, right here. Also, when we are doing like 1+1 is 2, you got to connect with your supportive loved ones and also express your feelings. Now, this is a very, very touchy thing, because some people you cannot express your feelings with, and that's why I said supportive loved ones. You got to have supportive people who love you back. And that was for me a really important lesson in learning that just because I love somebody, it does not mean they love me back. So make sure you're verifying, you're paying attention, you're looking at the actions and not just the words, okay? Because that's important. So I hope some of these tips have been helpful to all of my motivators family. And when you're having a bad day, I want you to know that it's okay to have bad days. We all have them. But what's not okay is to just keep things inside and to brew over it and stew it, and then make that stack up, and then have, a nervous breakdown, or get your blood pressure high, or act out because you haven't found a way to release some of that pent up anger and frustration. We all deserve to have support. We all deserve to have love. We all deserve to be loved. We all deserve to be appreciated. And if you're not, you really need to evaluate your circle. Okay. So I hope anybody who has a bad day, if you're listening now live or you're listening in the replay, I hope your day gets better. I hope you get the support that you need. I hope you can shift your environment. I hope you can shift your attitude and the way you feel towards your situation. Because remember, we have the power to make our day great, but we must first say that our day is great. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. I'm Marlene Motivates, your life coach, If you're new here, make sure to hit the like, subscribe to this channel, and turn on your notification bell. And you know what we say over here. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life. Shout out to all of my mods, all my mods that are in blue. Make sure you go by and you check out their channels. All my mods are always welcome to drop a link to their channels. Thank you guys so much for your support. And I'm Marlene Motivates. I am your life coach. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life. See you guys on the next one.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh, yeah.